I should have. But
yes. Okay. So let me vision and visualize everything that you just said,
okay,
and break it up in blocks in my mind. I heard you say that I said vocalizing what your need was when you were talking about, and I said the success team, right?
Mm-hmm.
That needs to be set in place. So first thing is getting those people,
okay,
identifying those people, because the sooner you have those people in place, the better and more simpler the process is going to be as you move forward to this event for next year.
okay.
The longer they're on your team, this I don't even know what to call it, extravaganza that's going to happen. The sooner they're there, the more God will be able to use them in positions and catapult you where you need to be by next year. And it may be sooner than that.
Okay. Thank you for that. Do you need, I keep going.
Okay.
I know what's going on. I'm just.
Okay. So that success team needs to be in place. You named a few of the people, but your next objective should be literally leaning on the Holy Spirit and saying, I need this person, like specific titles for them. Even if you don't have like titles for them, just name the position that you need them to be in, and overall what you want them to accomplish during this time frame.
So
because that'll be their description.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Are these people who I am paying to facilitate?
Not necessarily.
What is in it for them? What is the exchange? Because I'm sure
their experience in growth and being connected with you.
Okay. Because I, not being from here, and I think this should be an Atlanta team.
Mm-hmm.
I have people other places, but I feel like this should be an Atlanta team.
They should be close to you. They should be able to touch and tap in.
So, what do you think is the best way to find them?
So, since you've had your first book out, have you had any of those here in Atlanta?
What?
I'm sorry. Any of them sold here specifically in Atlanta that you've actually talked to and met the people of the purchasers?
Yes.
The consumers? Okay.
Yes. At least 50, maybe more. One of the, I don't want to say challenges, one of the facts around that is I work in public health. And so part of my responsibility is public health policy and advocacy.
Okay.
And so one of the reasons why I'm being invited to speak in these places is because my organization has relationships and it's kind of does support networks around public health. So I don't want to create a competing agenda.
Of course.
That's what I meant when I didn't want to call it a challenge, but one of the facts that needs to be considered is that I don't want people who run this organization to feel like, okay, so is it going to be like this every time he publishes a book? Is he going to take resources that ordinarily would flow into our organization and turn them into his private affair? So that I said that to qualify the people who bought the book and are talking about the book now are all a part of this organization and network. So I'd love to invite them, but I'd love to not rely and depend on them.
So this is the thing that I see when it comes to, and I've experienced, not just see when it comes to volunteers, interns, or anything like that. They have a decision to make. When they decide to make their decision to work with you, that's a separation in a line in the sand right there. Okay, well, we know that on this professional level we do this, but when you're outside of that with me, we're doing that, and that's a standard that you're going to create anyway.
Okay.
So there's not going to be like a competition or we're going to do this every time. Like they're going to be, if they are the ones that are chosen, they're going to be the ones that are like, you know what? Whatever you're doing, I'm a disciple.
And that's already happening.
And so if that's the case, then you want to pull out those points and be led to say, who's the leader in those conversations.
Yeah.
Because if you can pull out, all you probably need just to start is about 5.
Okay.
5 positions.
I could do that.
So as you pick and are intentional, write their names down. That's what I did for my assistant. I wrote names down of people I wanted to work with me and their positions that I wanted them to be in. And then I did an altar call, a call. Like, okay, I'm hiring or volunteers for these positions. If you want to work with me, and they're everywhere, all over the United States and countries. But I'm like, you will get this every month. You'll get this. You have to do this as your responsibility, and then I'll make sure that I provide this for you.
Did you write? Is there a document that
I
does
said
this?
everything. I
I think this is my process. I'm wanting to see it written down somewhere. But yes, okay, keep going.
So when I did that, all of the people that I said I wanted to work with me, they came forward. And they were just like, LaToya, I don't know what I want to do. I don't have experience in this, but I know I want to work with you because I see your vision. That's all you need.
Gotcha.
Because those are the people that's going to be like, what you need, Chauncey? You need, okay, I'll do this. Okay, well then they step into this beyond this leadership role because they've taken on that role, that responsibility, and that position as like, that's what they're mastering.
Yeah.
And that's how you can continue to have them there in that position where, regardless of how many books you do, how many events you have, it's going to be in a position where it doesn't even matter. We can do this every day. We can do this every week. We can do this every month. And you'll have those vision people as you give them their marching orders, they're going to be like setting things in place for you.
Can you give me an idea? You just said this is what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you're going to do.
Yep.
I guess for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had a third category.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what that was.
I don't either. This is recording. Recording.
Right.
Because it comes off. So this is their position.
Okay.
Okay. They have this is what they're going to do. This is what you're going to do in the midst of that full scope of the objective, so they'll know that you're still working and they're not working by themselves.
Okay, so just to pause you on that.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have certain tasks that they're responsible for completing.
Absolutely.
And they're going to want to know how those tasks connect to the larger vision of the fulfillment of this thing.
Yes, and if they don't know how to do those tasks, it's your position as the leader to train and teach. So you're going to automatically give them that information to fulfill their duty 100%.
Gotcha.
To make sure they're capable.
Gotcha.
And then there's a thing over here that you're like boosting their ego, you're teaching them, you're getting them to the next level of their life so that they can see the experience coming around full circle. Yeah. So you're giving to them twice, which you would think that it's overbearing, but you're feeding them to be in a higher position so that not just next year this extravaganza happens, but like the puzzle, as they are puzzle pieces, is gonna grow into not just 5 pieces because they're gonna even begin to come into your evangelism stream.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's that start that you need to have with these 5 people.
Yes. So I'm also hearing you say that they're kind of scholarshiped into
absolutely,
because that's my ultimate goal is actually to have people in that role that pay me to do what I'm doing for them for free. So that's also what they're getting.
And that's perfect. And this is another thing that 5 people are going to do for you. As you are teaching and training them, they're going to become the evangelists, but you're going to be able to get all of the content from them. You're going to be able to get the videos. You're going to be able to get everything on a visual level for them, testimonials to add to these bigger steps.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Exactly. So you're doubling every single time you guys have something, and even if you didn't invite anybody, but you had your core team. In ministry, we called it our core. So I had my core team.
I like core.
And it was after every Bible study we had, we would get on a core meeting.
You told me about that.
Yes. So you build that, and then you give them their voice.
That's great.
And so when they're doing that and they're experiencing some unfathomable experiences, and you say, hey, you know what, with that experience we just had, or with that conversation we just had, 10, 20, 15, 30-minute conversation, can you write a quick testimonial or do a testimonial video? Bam, you got it. 2 minutes. That's it.
This is where, man. So
yes.
Since you've created this model for me, and thank you.
You're welcome.
Because this was a gift. Can we make the funnel, can we make the relationship the higher value offer? You know how there's book,
absolutely,
and then there's like one-on-one conversation,
absolutely.
consultation, and then there's there's a could we high ticket,
absolutely,
could we make this the high ticket?
Absolutely.
Because I think if we do that, it will be really easy for me on the front end to say, this is what I need from you, but this is what you're gonna get.
Absolutely. The thing that my thought with having that, and literally not just taking it from or putting it in a technology standpoint, but it's a relationship funnel. One of the things that I absolutely love that God told me was, he said, you won't have to go out of your ministry for anything. Everything you need is within your ministry. Everything you need is within your core. I've planted people that have the resources and the skills, the talents, gifts that you need. You just have to call them out and ask for them, then call them out if they don't see them. So it's going to be the same thing for you. So this is a relationship funnel. So every time I work with somebody on a deeper level, they've come from just seeing my videos on YouTube. Then they come into the actual private Facebook group. Then we do the challenge. So they're stepping up, and that's the same thing that you're going to do, because those same people that's working with you in the beginning stages of this success team, they're going to be your clients, paid clients, but you're just giving them a taste of everything that you have every week or every month or every event. And then they're like, you know what? You invested so much in me, I can't help but to return and give you. And that's the point,
that's
though.
That's what I do anyway.
And that's what it's gonna look like.
I love this.
Yeah. So when you're creating the technical part of it in technology online, that funnel can look the same exact way. You bring them in. Question. Will you have, aside from your high ticket, will you have like a membership or a continuity program?
Yes,
okay.
I need one. So in my mind, this is what that would be.
Okay.
Because I'm writing a book every year,
Yeah.
I'm always doing this process, and actually the second book was the one I really perfected this. So when I wrote the first book, everything, I'm siloed, I'm off. You know, people who want to find me, they don't know where I am. Right. It's like MIA for like 12 minutes, and then I kind of come out, it's like ta-da,
right.
Second book, I did the exact opposite. So last year I wrote in Panera coffee shops, you know. And so what I started doing was I started doing Facebook Lives. Yeah. Where I'm actually writing the book. I'm conceiving and discussing with myself what I want the book to be and how it needs to go. And so I've made like 80 videos.
Nice.
No, it's nuts.
Nice.
It's like 80 videos, and every Tuesday at noon or something. And it was awkward at first because no one's there. Yeah. But I'm so grateful that those videos exist now, because now I know now going into book 3, it's almost time for me to start writing again. Yeah. And so all that to say, that membership group gives you access to my creative process. Nice. So as a writer, as a coach, as a minister, as a content creator, as a musician, as an artist, I'm bringing you into my lab.
Every facet.
And there's, like I said, there were 80 videos for the first, and that wasn't even intentionally designed to be customer facing. Right. But now that I've done that and I know how that's going to feel, I can now say, you know what? You can connect with me every week.
Perfect.
Until this third book comes out. You know what I mean? So that's what that membership would be in my mind.
What would they get out of watching those videos, those 80 videos? What would be the end result for them?
I think, it's multiple things. One is the mystique of the creative process gets unveiled. Okay. Do you know what I mean?
Of the book.
Yes. Okay. And because I am a creative, I'm dealing with inspiration. I'm dealing with blocks. I'm dealing with the life interruptions of a process. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I'm teaching. How do you take your original inspiration?
That's what I wanted to hear.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. How do you take your initial inspiration, filter it through all of your resources, dodge all of your incoming traffic, and still make your deadline or beat your deadline and have a product that can go to market?
So this is what I hear, by being a part of your continuity program membership, through your creativity, me seeing your genius is going to allow me to see how I can be a book writer, a writer, content creator as well.
Yes.
And okay, good.
There is going to now that I have a process that could be I don't know commodified, let's use that term. Yeah. I also want to be transparent that you are also, as a member, you're coming in at a economical level because now there's like this artist way program that is about daily rituals around your creative process. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Have you ever read The Artist Way?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's
not
you know
all of it,
but you know what it is.
Understand? Yeah.
So I think also at the level that I see it now, I can teach you how to get to your productivity, to your creativity. You know what I mean? Everybody has a book. Everybody has a movie. Everybody has a painting.
Absolutely.
Inside them, and people talk to me all the time. Oh man, you write a book every year. I've been wanting to write a book for the last 5. This conversation it seeks me out.
Okay, good.
And so that's who these.
How many of those do you think that you get a week, or let's say a month? Bring it out. Those conversations of, man, you've been doing this for what? I got.
So out of every 10 people that I talk to about my process, 2 to 3 of them have this testimony. Okay. At least, and that may be conservative. Okay. And so I think on a given week, I probably talk to 15, 20 people on average. Okay. Some weeks because I'm becoming a draw speaker now, and so when people know that I'm speaking, 20 people will show up here within this network of people. I should be able to replicate that in community, but that's one of the things that I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need a person whose sole responsibility is to gather the multitude at the library or at the community center or wherever I'm speaking, and I can speak anywhere.
And that's your community manager. That's what their title is going to be.
That's a key person, and I would love for them to be female. Okay. I'm thinking, for me, from a gospel biblical standpoint, I've just always seen this as a woman, and I think that's not.
But you said accident. No. But you said it earlier, like the woman at the well, like
the woman.
Look, let me tell you something. I got somebody that know me that told me about myself. And she went.
And she can have that conversation at Kroger, at Publix, at the beauty salon, wherever she is. Absolutely. It's who she is. People know. And that's why I said I need, once I find these people, it's going to be really, really simple.
Absolutely.
And all I need her to do is gather.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Awesome. I love it. Okay.
And I am interested, and you let me know
Okay.
if this is this team or if this is someone else.
Okay.
I have no problem entering to a profit sharing situation with anybody that's part of my core team.
Okay.
I don't know if the core are the people that I need to be doing this with, but I feel like if I'm doing a book signing at this event and you're responsible for bringing 30 people, 10 of whom buy my book, I have no problem.
Good. One of the things that you can also do, and this is okay. So let me. I want to jump back.
Okay.
To come forward. ClickFunnels. Is that what we're still talking about?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Inside. Now I'm jumping forward because that was the only question I needed to just clarify. Inside of ClickFunnels, with all of the products that you have, one of the most amazing things about it is they have affiliates. So, one of the things that the community manager or all of your core team could do is sell whatever you have and get a percentage off of it. You don't have to, I got to do this and we got to do this. They just get 10, 15, 20%, whatever you want. You set it up in ClickFunnels and they just get a link. That's it.
Yeah, and I want to, now that I know what I'm building, I started this idea last year about storytelling. I had this open mic event at this coffee shop, first Mondays every month, and I invited community to come and tell their stories, how they got here, how they survived this, and it was everything. Mostly women, mostly younger, but it was one of the most phenomenal events that I did, and so I didn't do a lot. I was kind of the host, but I wasn't the person that got on the microphone every time. I kind of was the person that was walking around the room, kind of finding out, hey, are you interested? Will you get up? I was that guy. What I'd like to do is I'd like to have a series of coffee mugs, T-shirts, hoodies.
I'm gonna write on the board while we're talking,
Yeah.
so you can take a picture after you. No, I was gonna write on the other side. You can stay right there. Yeah,
Okay.
stay right there.
So I want these kind of reminders, so that as you went to an event, you showed up to a book signing, you watched the video. I want there to be things that you can see that always pull you back to. That's why I said coffee mug. So that's something that you could see every day.
Yeah.
That call you back to your own frequency, your own calling, your own creativity, to encourage you to push through. Remember the stories that you heard at the open mic. Remember the testimony of the video you saw. See your challenges that are currently in your face at the moment as a part of your success story that's waiting for you to write it. And so I would love for that to also be part of the system that you just described, that affiliates have access to. And the messaging on all of these events is all coaching. It's all get over yourself. You know what I mean? Get past your hurdles. See your daily challenges as part of this more larger strategy. Win the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think because the nature of my brand, I think, is so ordinary and common in a certain way, accessible. One of the things that I've had, like, this is my shirt telling mug. This is my shirt. This is my. I forget exactly how it said it, but it was basically like, this is what I wear when I tell my story. This is the mug I drink of when I'm thinking about my story. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That inspiration.
Yeah. Inspirational, but not like not this
Yeah, it's just very simple.
Yeah, on a daily kind of. This is the reason this is how I was able to get out of bed this morning. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
This is why I'm sticking to my commitment. I'm going to walk today. I'm going to go to the gym today. I'm going to get up, take a shower today. Whatever your thing is, because I think part of the reason why my brand is coming out now and had been incubating all of this time is because I think the world is ready to the world is in a kind of a state, almost like Israel in the prophetic, in the exile. Israel in exile.
Absolutely.
And they need prophets to remind them, who were we before we were here? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I've always been that guy in the sanctuary. I've always but now I'm freed. And exactly,
now you're coming back to get all the other ones that are right. I got it.
Which of course,
Moses.
Exactly.
Let's look good. I love it.
And of course, Jesus never's at church.
Exactly.
He never. He goes to church to rebuke.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
He doesn't. That's not his hangout.
That's right.
Those aren't his people.
That's right.
That's not his conversation.
That's good. Okay. That's good.
And so there's this whole group of people who can't get into the building, can't get into the whole church building. So originally my idea pre-pandemic was to Rafa. I think I told you about that. It was all about healing from church hurt and all the trauma that's happened in your relationship. Now, so there's that group of people who are finding me, but there's also a group of people who were kind of good with the routine, but now can't get to the routine because we can't have church no more. We are virtual, and I don't have anybody that I'm accountable to because can't nobody see my face.
Right.
So there's like this community need for what I do.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to. You're not joining my ministry. You're not becoming. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's not my pitch. That's not my thing. You can stay where you go where you are. Stay where you are.
I just need you to hear this.
Right. Exactly.
You'll come eventually, but I need you to hear this now.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. High ticket. What's your high ticket?
The high ticket, I think, is there's two parts to this. One could be small group, and the other could be one-on-one. And I think those are two different, similar packages, but two different costs.
Why would you want to do one-on-one?
Why? I think in a one-on-one situation, it's kind of like the advanced core. I'm actually raising up a leader who will, after working with me, be able to pastor, teach, run their company, become a leader in whatever their own context.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
I want to ask a question before I make this suggestion. What if ten people, 5 of your success team, all of your success team, starting with 5, and then 5 of these other people that are like, I've been following Chauncey from the beginning. I want him to raise me. I want that to be my spiritual father, right? What if that came and they were like, I only want you. I don't want anybody else in the circle, and it doesn't matter. Let me increase that number. 30 people were like one-on-ones. How would you handle that?
As far as scheduling time, I would have
30 people.
I wouldn't do it weekly.
Okay.
I do it monthly. That's how I would do that. And so there would be a block of time on my schedule every week. If it's 30 people, I would divide that by 4 and have 5 of them on an afternoon. Say, for example, it's Friday afternoon, so between 12 and 5, each of those people would get an hour. They'd get it once a month, but it'd be on my schedule every week so that I could see 30 of them.
So then incorporate that 30 people. How many in each small group?
5.
Okay.
5 or 6, whatever.
So let's say 5 in every small group, and you have 10 small groups, that's 50 more people. How are you able to handle that?
Same way, it would be a different day. I like groups. My preference would be either to do a morning or a weekend.
Okay.
So.
And the small group would meet with you every week? Or do you once a month? Because you're going to have
if I got 10
small groups.
If I have 10 small groups, that's probably once a month. I'd love to be able to meet with them once a week. I'm going to be meeting with a small group every week, just like with the leaders. At a certain point, I'd love it to be a weekly. You know what we could do? We could do a virtual meeting.
Is that what you really want, though?
I prefer meeting with them personally, but I'm saying they could have like a virtual.
They can do. Okay, so I'm talking about you, not what they can do.
No. I'm talking about.
Okay.
I would lead them through a program.
Okay.
But they would actually have me live once a month.
Okay.
I do, like we do week 1, week 2, week 3,
okay.
And then week 4 we're live.
Okay. How are you gonna do that process for the follow-ups to make sure they're getting it done in the small groups?
You mean as far as like if I give them assignments or homework and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I think I need someone
okay.
to do that.
Okay, so the reason why I'm asking you all these questions, and here's my suggestion. This one right here should be group. The main reason why this should be group is because one-on-one, physically, mentally. Now remember, you're still writing.
Right.
You're still speaking. You're still traveling.
Right.
If you had 30 one-on-ones, by the end of the first 2 sessions, you're tired because you're so much feeding into them, right? You know this.
Right, I do know this.
So, my suggestion is that you not do one-on-ones, that you do high-level, elite group leadership training.
Great. I love that.
That means you can do the same thing for this small group, for this one, and just give them more time of you because they're coming in here. Okay. But they're in a group setting.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to limit yourself because this number is going to grow. How many more times?
It is going to grow. It is going to grow.
Regardless of the process, this is going to grow because of word of mouth coming from these people. They're also coming from affiliates.
Yeah.
So this number is not going to be less than, especially if you got now these hoorah people that are like,
yeah,
what you doing?
Yeah.
Where you going?
Yeah.
I want to be with you.
And let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I need your help with this. This doesn't need to be, in my mind, if you start working with me in October, you need to graduate in December.
I agree. Totally agree. I'm not one in my personal coaching that's going to have you for a whole year. I don't want you at that point.
And you don't really want me for a year because you can't run with me.
That's right.
And that's what would happen.
That's right.
If I had you longer, you would be tired of me.
Yeah.
And by that 3rd month, you would be like, you know what, this was a great idea, but I don't see myself.
Yeah.
And I don't want to push people like that.
Yeah.
So
no, that's good. That's great.
So
you
think 60 days, 90 days?
60 days, 90 days. My longest program is 3 months, but I would rather like no more than 8 to 9 week program. My most popular is a 6 to 8 week. And the only reason why I put 8 instead of 6 is because if children get in the way or if they got something to do or travel, that's the only reason why I say 6 to 8, because it really depends on them. 8 weeks at the most. But depending on your process and your modules, you can break them up, meet with them once a week, have this in a group setting, and that way they can go through the process and they feel like they have more time with you, and it's only 3 months. As a leader and them going in to do the things and implement things that you're telling them to do, that's going to take...
You think it should be 3 months?
I think as for a leader to be developed, 3 months will be a great period of time for them to show everything that they're learning from your program.
Okay. That's fine. What do you think is a reasonable number for that
Lord.
investment?
Do you already have the modules set out and what you're going to teach them?
I'm the kind of person to where if somebody was coming to me at 6 o'clock today, I'd have a whole curriculum before they walked into the door. That's just the way.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be an issue.
Okay. Man, see, I'm... The first number that came to my mind for 3 months on a one-on-one is nothing less than 15,000, 16,000. But that may be on the higher end depending on what your belief system is. So I haven't, let me just be transparent. I have not gotten to that 16,000 for 3 months, but that is a goal of mine, which is why it always comes up in my mind. My highest program that I've actually been paid for is anywhere between 95 and 11,000. And that was a close to 3 month program.
So how do they pay you? Do they pay you in installments?
Yeah, they pay me in installments. So I would do 30 to 40% upfront for me to say, you add it to my calendar for 3 months or this long, and then we'll break your installments up, and you will have to make sure that you've paid me 2 months in. So that last month, you don't have anything to worry about. We're doing some individual work. We're doing some, but see, that's also, for me, that's a one-on-one, that's not group. And so that's what I'm transitioning into. But see, in my mind, again, just being transparent, I haven't gotten the people in place that has that money to pay me that yet. But that's what I'm going after. So depending on what your end result is.
So let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Could we do a third level?
Yeah.
I don't know what we would call it.
So
this would be small group, that's one level. Mm-hmm. Raising the leader would be another level. And then there would be a third level.
But your third level could be your continuity program.
Well, so it could be, but here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
The numbers that you're talking about, I don't think anybody, I haven't yet visualized either of these three people this would be almost like a VIP
Understood.
kind of,
right.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so small group is the first level. That one-on-one, well, now the group elite.
Yeah.
And then that number is for, so let's go back to this number and define this number 2, your elite. What do they look like right now with the people that you have in your mind?
So I have a person now who is a family man, business owner, community advocate, and has read my book and heard me speak twice, and is literally said to me, I want to be your disciple, and I want you to mentor me and turn me into this person I know I can be.
How much does he make a year? Do you know?
I would say maybe around 50,000.
Okay.
And that may be
pushing it. Okay. So
but he's sold without me selling him. He's the woman.
Yeah. Okay.
He's had an experience, and I don't even know why he's had it.
Yeah.
But he's the reason why I know I have to do this thing. And so in my mind, he's not this guy, but there's a bunch of him in Atlanta. I want the members to be hearing about, to be, to get the opportunity to hear about this group. And when they come to my events, those people will be recognized or identified as this.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Okay, so.
But there's another level beyond him. What you just described as far as your high level program.
Yeah.
He's not that. That would be another thing. I feel like these people are people who are me in an earlier time period.
The high level people.
They got the creativity. They got the discipline. They just need help turning the vision into implementation. Okay. These are, in my mind, these are manifestors who could have their own businesses. They could be coaches. They're the highest level. They could have a whole team, a business like mine.
Okay.
He's not that.
Okay.
But that's
But
what
he will be in this program. Though,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
The elite.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
he's also going to be core.
Oh, great. Okay, perfect. So let me go over some numbers. Let's do numbers.
Okay.
Your high tickets. What do you think your small group, based off of what you're going to offer, the value? Okay.
This is what I want to do.
Okay.
I want this number to be half of what the value is.
Right.
I want people to be like, I cannot believe you are giving me this and only charging me this.
Okay.
Like,
and is this a one time?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. And for how many weeks?
4.
4. Okay.
I want them in and out.
Perfect. So every month. Okay. You got a new group of people coming in. What is their price to come in?
I want to say $99. Is that too low?
What? What you giving them? Tell me that.
I'm giving them a scheme. How to go from. I'm giving them this without me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, let's do 197.
197?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. That is that, like, 4 weeks. You got my brain. Right here.
And you feel like they'll be like, oh my God. Because you probably have a sense of how I coach.
Right. So, but.
I want it to be lower than its value. I want the value.
So you don't think
No,
no,
that's
what I'm asking.
I already
like,
know.
just by you talking, like,
yeah.
which,
Right.
that.
Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. I trust you.
But
You're right.
But no.
I want them to feel like there's no way you've given me this for that. I think that's probably a decent number.
Okay. So great. Within this small group, $197 divided by 4. That's $50 a week.
I was thinking 50. That was the number I had in my head. $50 a week.
Okay.
Because if you go to a good session, if you go to a good yoga session, if you go,
you're paying $40, $50.
Yeah.
So okay. Can you see this now? Okay.
That makes sense.
Great. Okay, great. So $200, perfect. You got this for 4 weeks. They get into this group. This group is going to be where? Facebook. It's going to be on an off third party. Like, where is it going to be?
I like Facebook.
Okay.
I think Facebook will be great.
Okay. So they're in a specific Facebook group.
Yeah.
They come in.
And I could have a live graduation for them if they're local, if they want to come. I feel like I should. I'd like to, like I said, I'd like to give them. I'd like to give them a taste of what it could be like to be in either of the other groups. So I'm not sure what that looks like.
Okay.
A certificate mailed in the mail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to celebrate them.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, great.
And then, can we jump to this number?
Yeah, we can. Go ahead.
So I'm thinking 9,500.
Okay. Love it. And it's 3 months, right?
3 months.
What would you do? Pay all or installments?
Installments, definitely.
Okay. What would you want to do installments? How
are you doing yours?
I do 30 to 40% up front. But that depends on the person and what they have. And also, I sell on a phone. So I can gauge, like, oh, if they have any, like, but. And I'm like, you know what? I'll do 25% up front. That's going to be your registration.
What number is that? What's 25%?
$23.75.
I think I want that first payment to be smaller than that.
Okay, so if
could
you
we call it a deposit then? I want them to put enough down to where they can't forget about me.
And that's why I do the 30 to 45%.